All right, guys, so the Michael biopic came out, and it took the world by storm. Is it going to hit $1 billion? I don't know, guys. It's actually kind of unfortunate that it might not do it. I think at this point, in order for it to hit $1 billion, it should have been at like 700 by the second week, or a little bit more into the third week. I don't know. I could very well be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It still hasn't opened in Japan, I think, and in a couple of other markets. But I don't know. For this video, I want to focus on young Michael Jackson, specifically Jackson 5 Michael. You know, when I was a kid, I used to sing a lot of the Jackson 5 songs thanks to my dad. From a very young age, around maybe like, what was it? Maybe like 11, maybe a little bit younger than that, I had a thing for singing. I loved Michael Jackson ever since I was a kid, thanks to my brother. And I think one time I was like singing Ben or something, and my dad was like, you should, I need to push you. So it was very similar to MJ's story, right? Now, I didn't get abused or anything like that. I didn't get hit, but although maybe I'm from Mexico, and my family's from Mexico, and I think a big reason why I didn't get hit for some reason was because we were not in Mexico. That's a whole other sort of can of worms in of itself. But I do come from a family where physical discipline was a thing. I just didn't get it, and I was the child that grew up here in the United States. So I think my life was just much different compared to my siblings. And my dad was not, I mean, he was a decent dad. He was a good dad for the most part. I mean, he took care of me and stuff like that. But I definitely don't have a good relationship with my dad anymore. And it was not the healthiest relationship that I had with him throughout this time. I mean, he pushed me to sing and stuff like that, and I had a lot of performances, and I wish it could have gone somewhere. It didn't, but I performed a lot where I am in my hometown, and thanks to him, and he pushed me a lot, and he got me to rehearse and to practice songs and stuff like that, and I got better as a singer. I did. I hear my early stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, man! I am definitely no Michael Jackson, but yeah. So I say all this to sort of just tell you where I'm coming from and stuff like that. And obviously, if you follow my channel, you know I love Michael Jackson. But there's a little bit of parallel to my life and his. Obviously, his life was much better than mine. But although, I mean, you could look at it differently if you want, if you think about it. But I recall listening to young Michael and, being like, I could sort of catch it, I could keep a tune here and there, but I mean, I was always mesmerized by what he was doing and was always like, wow, I mean, like, I definitely don't sing like that. And the guy was like, he was performing ever since the age of 5, technically, really, 6, 7, 8, he was already singing like crazy. And by the time he was 10, 11, 12, he was already a star. And crazy, right? To think about just you being famous from 10, 11, 12 years old. I mean, just insane, just how much trauma that probably causes you, right? If you think about it. And obviously, we see that in the biopic film, right? But I've always listened to MJ's voice and been like, this is a product of something greater than us. Look, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God or anything like that. But when I listen to Michael Jackson's voice, and especially in that moment that we do hear his voice in the biopic, just isolated, I'm like, this is like just God-given. This is something we can't, like, you cannot be that talented and be that young. Like, without some sort of just genetic, boom, you got lucky. Here it is, and you call it divine intervention, call it just science, whatever it is. I don't really give a shit. All I know is that it's amazing. And obviously, Joe Jackson and the family and Michael honed and nurtured that talent, right? They all worked their asses off to perfect that talent even more. So, but he had something special right from the very beginning, from a performance level, a singing level, passion level, emotion level. I mean, the kid was singing about stuff that he hadn't even been through, but he was singing it in a way as if he is, he's already 50 years old, 40 years old. It's amazing, right? And I don't know how I'm going to title this video, but essentially the biopic inspired me to make this video because I'm like, I've always felt like Michael's life is a very tragic one from beginning to end, right? There's a lot of beauty and a lot of greatness and success in it, but there's a lot of pain and suffering in it and a lot of trauma and stuff. And I just, listening to Michael's, you guys know that scene in the biopic. After I went through that and just saw his childhood a little bit more explicitly and stuff that I've known. I mean, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, watching that biopic, you didn't necessarily learn anything new. There's a couple things here and there, but for the most part, if you know Michael's life, you know all that stuff from the biopic. But watching it just vividly and the way that it's portrayed by that young Michael actor and just the whole ensemble and Jafar and everything, it just just days after I listened to a couple of these early Jackson 5 records and was like, I don't think I can listen to this little boy sing anymore as much because it just breaks my heart. And so today, I guess I wanted to do just that. Wanted to revisit some of this early Jackson 5 stuff, just for the sake of honoring MJ, and the Jackson 5 as a whole, and just how wonderful this little angel we called Michael Jackson was on this earth, And so here we go. I decided that there's three things I want to look at. First, I want to look at this performance of Who's Loving You by the Jackson 5 on the Ed Sullivan Show. It's pretty short, and then we'll listen to some more music. But here we go. This is just a testament to how amazing Michael Jackson was at such an early age.
I want to tell you a story about a girl I met at school one day during Sandbox. And we toasted our love during milk break.
What the hell is going on over here?
I gave him my cookies. So we fell out during finger pain. So one day, and that was Monday, and I stepped up to her and I said, when
Crazy, dude. Crazy. Sorry for those noises. What was that? I have no idea, but you could tell that he's a 10-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid. You could just tell he's not performing in the way that adult MJ would. He's still a goddamn kid, and you can just see so much purity in his eyes, where it's like this amazing thing where he is just showing the world his gift. But at the same time, you're like, this kid should be playing. He should be enjoying his childhood. When again, this is what I'm saying. It's like once you know Michael's life and what he went through, you see this period of his life and you're like, oh my God, this is awesome and everything. But it is the fundamental base of a lot of his suffering. And that's what makes it so beautiful, but yet so tragic, right? And you're just like, you clearly have a gift. And my God, we are so incredibly grateful that we were able to receive it and cherish it and experience it. And you were able to show it to us with such beauty and such grace and such perfection and talent and passion, but yet there's so much pain here and so much pain eventually to be had because of this period, and because of what he went through. And it's just, it's amazing. But on a physical talent level, right? He has such control over his voice and the runs that he's doing. The runs, man. Like all these fucking runs that he's doing, his control of chest voice to high voice to falsetto, like it's fucking insane, dude, especially this end part. He was a goddamn adult. He was an adult on stage performing already. It's just absolutely insane. His grit was already there. His classic MJ grit. It was there. It was there. And he still has this childhood innocence to himself and his performing as well, even in all this maturity that he's displaying. But a big thing is from the movie is, you remember, Joe was always telling him, look here, look in front, have this precise vision to me, look at me. And you could see when he's performing, he's like looking everywhere but front. And even when he sort of looks away, and it's interesting. It's a very interesting childlike thing for him to do. He's very young, So I remember when I was performing and I would see little kids perform, they would do that a lot. They would just look. They don't know where to look. It's like they can't have a focused look. It's very beautiful to see, but at the same time, it's like clearly you haven't developed, yet fully, but it's like where does that come from? This childhood purity and innocence to just have this chaotic, trail of the eyes, you can't focus. It's very, very interesting, but that's absolutely amazing. And again, he was just an adult on stage. Another song that I love is Never Can Say Goodbye. It's probably my favorite Jackson 5 song. Better than I'll Be Back. I'll Be Back. I Want You Back and I'll Be There. I'm not sure, but this is a really good one. Here we go.
Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartache seem to follow me wherever I go. Though I tried to hide my feelings, they always seem to show. Then you tried to say you're leaving me.
God. Beautiful arrangement. The flute you can hear in the background. It's such a beautiful arrangement that it screams children's group, but at the same time, it's so sophisticated. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I love how, even from an early age, MJ had his MJ-isms, his grit, and he had that, never gonna say goodbye. Just his sort of the slurring of the combination of the words of a phrase. He would sort of, combine with these vowels. It's very similar to what he would do with his later records. I can't think of an example right now, but you know what I'm talking about. He would just, in his ad-libs and songs like that, he'd be like, come on, he would just combine shit together from word to word. And here he's like, never gonna say goodbye, girl. It's so good, man. It's so good. Shit like that, you don't teach. It just comes, out of you. And he was like fucking 10, 11, 12. I mean, come on, So it's absolutely incredible. And this song really gets to me because it is a fantastic song. It's absolutely amazing. But Michael, he sings like he's been singing for 20 years. Insane. He sings like an adult, like a goddamn adult, man. Fucking insane, man. I mean, like I said, I was young. I performed a lot. I was around a lot of young people performing. Nobody sang like this guy. Nobody did. Nobody fucking did. Even fucking some young kids, that sing in like America's Got Talent or whatever, they don't fucking sing like this. They just don't. The vibrato is on point. Dude, he's got his vibrato on point at like age 10, 11, 12. I mean, come on. Take a shot every time I say 10, 11, 12. Take a shot every time I say, goddamn. Absolutely beautiful. But this song is the one that gets me the most. And the end of I'll Be There as well. Absolutely beautiful song as well. And the ending, that end section, the third act of I'll Be There is incredibly impactful for me. But I just listen to this and I'm just like, and then I think about the Michael Jackson biopic. I think about Michael's life. And I'm just like, man, he was just too pure for this world. He really was. And he was just, I've said it before, but I think he was a machine. He was destined. He was made to be the greatest right from the very beginning. And that came with a very, very heavy price. Yeah, you're going to be great. Yeah, you're going to be a goddamn, a perfect artistic robot that delivers quality, that delivers pristineness, that delivers the best of the best music and vocal delivery and performance, but you are going to have a crappy, crappy life. And you're going to be alone, and you're going to feel isolated, and you're going to feel paranoid and anxious, and you're going to feel that nobody loves you for who you really are. And it's just, that was the price that this little boy paid to sing like that, to perform like that. It just breaks my goddamn heart, man. It's just nobody has come close to Michael Jackson. Nobody. No, I don't think anybody will. I just don't. Shit like this, man, like I said, you can foster it, but you cannot implant it. He had something from the very, very beginning. It's what Michael's mom says in the movie. It's like, from the day you were born, I knew you had something special. Really does make you think, oh, there might be something divine here, huh? That if there's any proof of that, it's fucking Michael Jackson. And this song is just incredible. I just love it. I love the arrangement and the instrumentation, the composition. It really does get to me. But I'll Be There as well. That's a great song that gets to me. I Want You Back as a classic to listen to.
When I had you, I treated you bad and wrong, my dear, and God since you went away. Don't you know I with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you.
We all remember that scene from the biopic. And again, man, this guy was singing like he knew what he was talking about. And he did in his own way. And I think this is what made Michael such a masterful projectionist of emotion. Michael, he obviously in his adulthood, he composed a lot of songs that he personally related to. But I think he was also able to create emit and project emotions that are and experiences that are perhaps different from the experience that a specific song is referring to. Like, for example, She's Out of My Life. During Off the Wall, he cried like during the actual recording of that song. And yeah, it could have been about a person. Like, it could have very well have been about his experience actually losing somebody that he really loved. He messed up, whatever. But I'm willing to bet it was a completely different actual experience, but the same powerful feeling. Whether it was grief, whether it was guilt, whether it was just depression or anxiety or paranoia, but he was able to get different experiences of his life and match the emotion necessary for that specific song, even though the contexts are two completely different things. And so right here, for example, does Michael at 11 or 10 know what it felt like to lose a girl, and then him seeing her with somebody else? Probably not. Okay. The guy barely even had any friends, because he felt alienated. He felt different. He didn't really relate to anybody. Maybe he had a childhood girlfriend. Who knows? I don't know, but I doubt it. And it's also, he's a kid, Adults are very easy to look at a kid's experience and be like, you don't understand. But obviously to a kid, they only know what they know. So it's very powerful and very important to what, and they feel it as real, right? Because it's all they know. But I'm willing to bet it could have also been something else. His pain from the suffering that he dealt with his dad, his loneliness that he felt with his brothers, or his desire to be a child and yet he can't. Like, he was able to get those feelings that are very similar to losing somebody, right? Pain, grief, sorrow, anxiety, whatever. And he gets those feelings and he puts it into a song that you think is just about losing a girl. And he did that right from the very beginning. He was just a master. He was an actor. He truly was, even though he wasn't in high profile movies or whatever. He never won an Academy Award or anything like that. But he was an actor in a musical sense. I think you need to be able to do that when you're a performer. You need to be able to get into a role, and he did it. He found a way to do it. And so many actors do this. They read certain scripts. A plot of a movie can be completely different to what the actor is using to get to that performance, to deliver that necessary performance. And it might be a completely different thing, but that's what they use, the vehicle that they use to get there. That's something I learned from a very young age when I did a stage play, and I did one stage play, and I was able to get to where I needed to get to because I transmitted feelings that were similar to what I'm supposed to be going through as that character in that scene, right? And I think that's what MJ did all the time with music. And he did it from a very early age. So, insane.
You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, I'll be there. Ooh, 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 ooh.
God, I gotta listen to that. And la 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 la.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Don't you know, baby, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name. I'll be there.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yep. That's amazing. Oh, well, everybody, those are my thoughts on Michael Jackson, young little Michael, singing with the Jackson 5. Just way too good. Way too good. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you have to say. Do you like a lot of the young Michael Jackson songs, Jackson 5, all that type of stuff? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think about my thoughts? I don't know. Give me something. We can have a good conversation down below. Give this video a like if you like, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. You want to see more stuff like this. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. Drop a couple bucks down there through the gifting option. If you are so inclined, everybody, since this video is certainly not going to make any money since it uses copyrighted material. But yeah, if you have the wherewithal and you got it in you, please, it wouldn't hurt. That would be great. I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.